good afternoon, good evening. I extend my heart-and greetings to you people. You are welcome for this class. You are welcome, you are highly welcome to this class, and today we are going to look at worded fraction. Our previous class, or our last class, was on Bottomless in fraction, and here I have come again to teach you people on the worded fraction. So let us go ahead to see what we have to see today. Still on fraction, and under fraction we shall have worded problems. Now this is a point where in fraction they now give you fraction in words. So what then are we expected to do with such problem? So lesson 1, which we are going to have, which is increasing and decreasing quantities by a given fraction. Excellent. Increasing and decreasing quantities by a given fraction. Now, increase mathematically simply means to add, and decrease mathematically it means to subtract. So these are the two things that you need to keep into your brain. Whenever they say increase a quantity, it means add a quantity. Decrease a quantity, it means subtract that quantity, reduce it. Alright, so let us go ahead and see share of a quantity by a given fraction. Now before we go into seeing how to increase or how to decrease, we need to look to find out the share of a quantity by a given fraction. So can have for there the first example. What is 1/4 of 24,000 francs? What is 1/4 of 24,000 francs? So this is so simple. Mathematically, as we saw in the bottomless, of simply means multiplication. So here we are simply going to change this of into multiplication, which is going to give us 1 all over 1 times 24 divided by 1. Now we are looking for a share of a fraction by a given quantity. So the quantity here is 24,000 and the share is 1/4. So what could be 1/4 of 24,000 francs? So here we simply simplify. So I think 4 is going to cancel itself one time, and 24 divided by 4 is 6 times. So we bring up the 3 zeros. So therefore we are going to have 1 times 6,000, which is still equals to 1 times 6,000 is going to give us 6,000 francs. So 1/4 of 24,000 francs is 6,000 francs. So that is all by looking for a share of a quantity by a given fraction. We simply change the of to multiplication, then we simplify, and boom, we have our answer. As simple as ABC. So we have the second example. Find 2 feet of 35 sweets. Now we are giving 35 sweets, and they said, okay, give 2 feet to somebody. How many sweets are you giving to that person now? So as we saw in example 1, we simply change of to multiplication, and we put the quantity divided by 1. Simple. So therefore we are going to have 2 divided by 5 times 35 all over 1. Now we check of cancelling or of simplifying. So therefore 5 is going to cancel itself one time, and 35 divided by 5 is 7 times. So we now have 2 times 7, which is equals to 2 times 7 equals to 14 divided by 1, which is still 14 sweets. So if you are giving 35 sweets and they ask you to give 2 feet to your friend, know that 2 feet of 35 is 14 sweets that you have to give to your friend. So that is that for looking for share of a quantity by a given fraction. Straight on, let us move on now and see how to increase and decrease quantities by a given fraction. So here we begin with increasing quantities by a given fraction. To increase a quantity by a given fraction. So we have the literature there. Increase simply means to add. We calculate the share by the given fraction, then add to the quantity. So here we have two things to do. We calculate the share of the given fraction and then we add to the quantity. So let us have an example. Examples. Increase 24,000 francs by 1/4. Now remember, we there on the first example we are looking for a share. Now here we are to increase 24,000 francs by 1/4, and the rule up there says that we look for the share of the fraction and then we add to the quantity. So therefore we are simply going to take 1/4 of 24,000 francs, which is equals to 1/4 times, that's 24,000 times 1/4 by, in mathematics 2 also means multiplication. So that's another sign of multiplication in mathematics, by. So we'll change by to multiplication. So we are still going to do the mathematics there, which is cancelling. We cancel 4, cancel itself one time, 4 cancel 24 6 times, or 6,000, so we have equals to 6,000 francs. Now increased amount now is going to be, remember we said we look for the share and we add to the quantity. Now we have looked for the share, which is 6,000 francs. Therefore, now we are now going to take 6,000 francs and add to the quantity, which was 24,000. So we have the increased amount is 24,000 plus 6,000 equals to 30,000 francs. So that is how we increase amounts by your quantities by a given fraction. Firstly, we look for the share, and secondly, we add the share to the initial quantity. So here we have decreasing quantity by a given fraction. Increase and decrease, same formula, same rule, same method. But remember I said decrease means to subtract, while increase means to add. So if they say decrease, it means we are to subtract. We look for the share and we subtract the share from the initial quantity. Example, decreasing simply means to subtract. We calculate the share of the given fraction, then subtract it from the quantity. So, example, decrease 35 sweets by 2 feet. So by simply means times. So I'll simply take 35 times 2 feet. That's all. 35 divided by 1 times 2 feet. Now I still do the mathematics there by cancelling. So I'm going to cancel 5, cancel itself 1 time. 35 divided by 5 is 7 times. So 7 times 2 is 14. Divided by 1 is 60, the same as 14. Now, the rules, the question said we should decrease. So I'm simply going to take the quantity, which is 35. Decrease 35, take away 14. And 35 take away 14 is equals to 21 sweets. So that is a decreased amount. Now the decreased quantity is 21 sweets. So we go to have example 2. Decrease 250,000 francs by 210. by 2 over 10. We simply change by 2 times to look for the share. 250,000 francs times 2 over 10. So now do the mathematics. 0 is going to cancel 0 there. So I'm left with 25,000 francs times 2, which is equals to 50,000 francs. Now the question says decrease. So therefore I am going to take 250,000 francs. 250,000 francs, take away 50, which is the share that we have first of all looked for, which is going to give us 200,000 francs. So 250 francs minus 50 francs, 50,000 is going to give us 200,000 francs. That is that for increasing and decreasing quantities. Now, worded problems. Now, this is in examination way of setting. This is the examination way of setting questions. So please pay attention here. Look at it keenly. Watch it keenly. If you don't understand anything, you have the right. You can backward the video and watch it again. Watch the video over and over again, especially the class 6 pupils. Now, the question reads thus: Acon's food money per day was 400 francs. Due to his poor performance during the first term examination, his father decreased it by 2 feet. Calculate how much Acon is receiving now. Acon's food money per day was 400 francs. Due to his poor performance during the first term exam, his father decreased it by 2 feet. Calculate how much Acon is receiving now. Now, this child was receiving 400 francs, but his father reduced it to 2 feet. So this is simply reduce 400 francs by 2 feet. We still apply the same rule, which says you look for the share. So we are going to take solution. That's method number 1. In method 1, money receiving, that's the money that Acon was receiving, is 400. Decrease fraction 2 feet. Therefore, it's going to give us 400 over 1 times 2 feet. So we cancel there. 5 cancel itself is 1 time. And 40 divided by 5 is 8. Now we bring up the 0, is going to give us 80 times 2, and 80 times 2 is 100. 80 times 2 is 1,600 francs. Alright, so we move ahead. 160. So 400 minus 160 is 240. Then we go to see method 2. Method 2. Let 400 francs be the whole, which is the whole, the money. Therefore, decrease fraction is equals to 2 over 5. And now, new fraction. Now here, we want to decrease it here with a fraction. We want to see the decreased fraction first. Here with method 1, we have used a fraction to look for the share, and then we decrease, we subtract. But here, we are subtracting now at the origin, which is from the whole. The whole is 1. So we take 1 all over 1 minus 2 feet. So So 1 all over 1 minus 2 feet, you go for the LCM. 5, take away 2. Now the decreased fraction, the new fraction that we have now is 3 over 5. So therefore, new money now, we have 3 over 5 of 4 times 400 all over 1. So we simplify there. They give us 80 times. So 80 times 3 is 240,000 francs. So we see with method 1, we have the same answer. Method 2, we have the same answer. Method 1, you look for share, then you subtract. Method 2, you look for the subtracted fraction, the fraction that has been removed. So from the whole, which we say let the whole be 1, and then we take 1, we remove the fraction that has been decreased. Now we have the new fraction, which is 3 over 5. So